And news from Somalia, there is rising anger against the African Union mission in the country. Protests broke out south of Mogadishu after AMISOM forces killed 4 civilians traveling in a car. The dead include an 80-year-old woman. AMISOM says the troops were scared and opened fire on the car when it failed to stop at a roadblock. AMISOM has thousands of peacekeepers in Somalia. Their main aim, of course, is to battle al-Shabaab militants. The group has in recent months been targeting the peacekeeping operation with several deadly attacks. Most recently, scores of Kenyan soldiers were killed by al-Shabaab. Right, well, let's get you more on that story now. I'm joined live from Mogadishu by CCTV's Abdulaziz Bilo. Abdulaziz, firstly, what is the latest following these protests against AMISOM troops killing civilians?
Well, Lindy, demonstration is still ongoing right now as we speak. Now, locals in the rich agricultural town of Bula Marer, this is in the lower Shabelle region, tell us that despite the public support that they've accorded AMISOM over the years until they've been able to dislodge the al-Shabaab from that region, AMISOM forces still managed to attack civilians in the lower Shabelle region. Now, some of the relatives of the victims that we talked to over the phone shortly before we came to this live cross say that they are angry actually about AMISOM's targeting of innocent civilians. Now, the attack took place earlier today, and 4 civilians, among them an 8-year-old woman, a mother, and also 2 known, very well famous businessmen were killed in that attack. Now, AMISOM is saying that it is going to launch immediate investigation into this attack, but definitely this has angered the public there, and they feel that AMISOM has betrayed them in the sense that they've accorded them support and in the fight against the al-Shabaab, and they've been able to attack civilians in retaliation. Now, the Somali government has not formally commented on this incident, but we are still keeping tabs on this latest development.
And of course, Abdulaziz, will those members of those AMISOM troops face any disciplinary action? What's likely to happen to them?
Well, Lindy, you're right. The African Union forces here say that always on all these occasions when AMISOM forces attack civilians, AMISOM says that they will form a commission of inquiry that will investigate into this matter, and they will be able to discipline the forces who are responsible for this. So that is what the African Union will want the public and the world to believe at this stage. But in July last year, we can remember very well, in Lower Shabelle region, AMISOM forces killed innocent civilians actually who are attending a wedding ceremony in the town of Marka. Marka is a strategic port town in Lower Shabelle region. Now, investigation was was formed, and until now we have not yet received tangible results on whether the soldiers who are involved in that incident were actually punished or not. But this news is being welcomed, of course, by the militant group al-Shabaab. Actually, such incidents breathes a new life into the militant group al-Shabaab. And al-Shabaab in the past, in the attack in January last year, they said that they were revenging the attack of Marka town, the one that we just talked about earlier. So definitely the al-Shabaab will welcome this news, and this should be a major worry for the Somali government and the al-Shabaab, because it's been attacking African Union bases in the past months.
Now, of course, Abdulaziz, an incident like this will no doubt be something of a knock for AMISOM's reputation in Somalia, with some suggesting that it does need to be overhauled. But overall, how do ordinary Somalis view the peacekeeping mission as a whole?
Well, Lindy, the Somali public here actually have over the years accorded AMISOM so much public support, and that's the major reason as to why in the past few years AMISOM has been able to dislodge the al-Shabaab from the capital, Mogadishu, and also from all the major towns in south-central Somalia. So definitely public support is the key element in this fight against the al-Shabaab. Now, what the local public here are actually saying, and in areas that we visited also with AMISOM, the public feel AMISOM is a peacekeeping force. They welcome the forces, and they know that they're here to protect the interests of Somalis and liberate the regions from the al-Shabaab. But one thing that the locals are actually angered about is, other than the killing of civilians and no action is being taken, the other issue that they are actually mentioning is the fact that AMISOM over the time vacates towns that have been liberated from the al-Shabaab. Now, the public is saying that we've accorded AMISOM support. They've been able to liberate these areas, and they target civilians and liberating and deserting these towns back and forth. is becoming a major worry. So they're saying that if AMISOM doesn't come up with a clear strategy, then definitely they're going to lose public support, and definitely they're going to lose the war against the al-Shabaab here in Somalia.
All right. Okay. Of course, public support then being very important to AMISOM's success in Somalia. Thanks very much, Abdulaziz Billo, joining us live there from Somalia.